Approving orders for printing and mailing. The workflow with page per page in general runs as follows. An order gets placed, page per page will prepare a proof, a set of files that need to be reviewed for accuracy. And the user or a member of the organization makes an official approval for that order to proceed to printing and mailing. We call this the proofing process. Once an order is placed, a proof will be generated. As a result of that proof being ready for review, an email will be sent to the user who placed the order. There's also this link here on the active orders panel. This is awaiting proof approval. This is the access point for the proof. When we click into this order, we're going to review it for accuracy and give our official okay to proceed to printing and mailing. This proof page is going to be very, very similar regardless of product type. In this case, we are looking at an oversized flat mailing. So we're looking at some representations of our envelopes that are going to be used to mail this set of documents out. This proof page, like I said, is very similar regardless of proof. All proof pages have 3 responses: approved for production, generate a new proof with changes, or canceling an order. In most part of the approval and the cancel are pretty self-explanatory. Generate a new proof with changes. This actually gives you the ability to request help from page per page support services. So if you were to engage in this response, you would click the radio button and then provide details about the changes you're attempting to get done by means of support in this open-ended text box here. Enlarging your proof simply launches it into a new tab where we can get a very in-depth review of it. Again, we're looking at an oversized flat mailing, so we're looking at the outgoing envelopes for this particular product. If this were statements, we would be looking at statements. If it were coupon books, we'd be looking at coupon books, postcards, PDF letters, etc. All proofs are inclusive of all the records in the mailing. So we have 61 pages of envelopes here, and that is reflective of the order being placed that had 61 recipients. So in all cases, you will be able to see and potentially view every record of your mailing. Close out of that. Look at some of the other aspects of this page. The overview. This is just a breakdown of the options we selected when we did place the order. Gives us access to any files we uploaded, data that might have potentially been mapped. And then on the top of that step, we have edit overview. So if for whatever reason you wanted to navigate backwards into the ordering process, this is where you would do so here. Clicking edit overview will take you clear back to step 1. Add or editing inserts. This is going to take you back to step 2. So the inserts are important. I do encourage people to open up these files. These have been run through a print simulator, so if there were any problems with fonts or margins, you should be able to see that here. But this is essentially the document that we uploaded. We just want to make sure that on screen its rendering is as we expect. Same here with any subsequent documents. Obviously, these are just test files. We do have our sheet counts, our selections with regard to single-sided or double-sided printing, ink color selection, and paper color selection are all notated within this proof page. And again, if we needed to make any edits, remove a document and update it, we could navigate backwards into the ordering process to do so. Lastly, we have our envelopes. We really looked at those through means of our proof here. But if we needed to navigate backwards again into the ordering process, this would take you back to that final step where you were configuring envelopes. Lastly, we have our estimated cost. So this is a fairly accurate estimate here. Oftentimes, the only time the estimate will change is if somebody used some sort of special instruction to change the printing aspects of the mailing, and at times we do need to update the pricing, but by in large part this will be accurate for purposes of estimating our cost. In some other products, there's some extended viewpoints. With some of the financial mailings, you're going to be able to see assessment reports, financial reporting, etc. But for the most part, this page is pretty much the same between products. We do have our approved for production selection selected. We do still have access to our special instructions should we want to add something like right before we make the approval. We do have a add rush processing available at this point as well. And once we submit our order, because we did approve it for production, it's going to calculate out our deadline for this mailing to be completed by. And with this particular order, we're in a flat mailing. It does take a few more days to produce, but we have our estimate on time available to us as well. This is a deadline, and in lots of cases, orders will go out ahead of that deadline. And we can see our status has now been updated to approved for production. We just approved our first order.